saw a familiar face walking on the avenue, both surprised by the way we looked. The years have changed us too.
Hello again. Welcome to another Gung Ho show. It is July 26, 2023. The title of the show is the Dallas City Syndicate. I'm referring to the criminal justice system down in Dallas, and I'm going to talk about a murder case that is pending right now. I was involved in the case early on, and I'm still involved to a large degree. And what I'm finding out is that Texas is a different country. They really ignore the judges, police, detectives, ignore the Constitution and their own state laws, and I'm learning this firsthand. Besides this murder case that it's actually on for trial in September, it's a murder one case. It's a gay person by the name of Stephen Aubrey who's alleged to have killed this local lawyer, very popular, they say. Not so. He was a crook, the lawyer. Anyhow, he's facing the death penalty there in Texas. At the same time, I'm working on two other murder cases, two convictions, and I'm pretty sure one of the cases involving a man by the name of Jorge Castillo is going to be exonerated soon. Pretty sure about that. I'll let you know. He did 33 years for a murder that he didn't do. And it was mostly work that I did after he was convicted. I wasn't the trial counsel, but I reinvestigated and I found out enough evidence to prove his actual innocence. It's ongoing right now. In fact, an assistant district attorney from the Kings County Conviction Review Unit came to see me last week about the case. Wanted to talk to me about what I did because the Legal Aid Society Wrongful Conviction Unit and I got him out on parole. So he's out, but we're trying to get him exonerated. And I'm working on another case where I was the trial counsel. He's out too. New York Law School and I got him out on parole, but now we're going to seek his exoneration. And so I'm involved in three different murder cases. Two involve wrongful convictions. One involves an ongoing wrongful prosecution. I want to talk more about that case. I knew, he's a gay person. He has a wife, Brian Vodka, and I knew Brian Vodka only by his name because he filed something in one of my big cases. It actually was United States of America against Frank Copa. Believe it or not, there's still litigation going on about that over 20 years later. He filed something. It was really good. He filed it with Judge Glasser, who had the case, still has the case. So I knew about Brian Vodka. Well, what happened is in April 2022, April 27th, his husband, Steve Aubrey, was arrested in arrested in Florida for a murder that supposedly happened in Texas more than 6 years ago. He was arrested in Broward County. And one of the investigative journalists that knew me, and she was working on the Felix Sater case and the Trump thing, got in touch with me and wanted to know if I could help out this guy, Stephen Aubrey, just arrested. And I told her, I'm retired. I am retired, but I could still do things, So I reached out to a buddy of mine, actually my best buddy in Florida, He has an office. He's a criminal defense attorney in Broward County. So he went in and he became the lead counsel, and I got involved as second seat consulting. And we did a lot of work down there, a lot of work. And what we discovered is it didn't matter what we did. And it didn't matter that the law was on our side, the facts were on our side, didn't mean a damn thing. And Stephen Aubrey got railroaded back to Texas. He's from Texas. He and Brian Vodka, they grew up in Texas, but they were getting harassed so badly by the Dallas Police Department and the family of the deceased lawyer that they left Texas in 2016. But they were involved in ongoing litigation with the city of Dallas, with the Dallas Police Department, with the family of the deceased. Everybody knew they had moved to Florida. Well, completely ignoring the rights under the Constitution. Anybody that's arrested in a state different from the state where the crime was committed has a right to challenge that arrest in a hearing. He's allowed to bring a writ of habeas corpus, or she. We did all of it. Forget about it. No, it didn't make a difference. There was no hearing, even though he was entitled to a hearing. No hearing. The judge just caved. And we had some Zoom proceedings. And while we were doing these proceedings, one son of the deceased was talking to the judge over Zoom. I never saw that happen before. In the next proceeding, another son was talking to the judge. And what we did was we filed a writ of habeas corpus that was 138 pages long. Absolutely, right on every point. And we could tell by the judge, by the way the judge was addressing us in court, the accused and us, that didn't read it, didn't read the writ. In fact, so they took him back to Texas, where he was from, and he's awaiting trial. Now, we were on the case, but somehow things went awry down there, and a local attorney got himself assigned to this murder one case. Now, that's unusual. I can't go to a judge and say, "Judge, I want this case. Give it to me." No, that never happens. Never happened, as far as I know. It happened in Texas. So he got a local lawyer. I thought it was okay, but he didn't tell us that he was coming in on the case. And as soon as he came in on the case, he didn't want my friend Chris Grillo, who's like a very well-known, respected criminal defense attorney, was in a homicide bureau in Kings County, was a top gun. He's my best friend since teenagers. He didn't want us involved. But, so he's there representing Stephen Aubrey. I've been involved, and I've been trying to get this lawyer to do what we normally do for someone accused of a murder. And he's telling me they don't do it that way in Texas. It's unbelievable. I can't believe that they don't follow our Constitution in Texas. All right, so I'm still involved because early on, the accused and his wife and Chris and I decided I would be the sole spokesperson. And I've been hammering away at the Dallas Police Department, and I've been hammering away at the media and at the DA and at the family of the deceased, because they're behind this. They're pushing this prosecution. They have taken over the prosecution. I have never seen anything like this. The family is so wealthy and so powerful. They're pushing around the Dallas Police Department and the Dallas District Attorney. It's really a private prosecution. They're getting away with it, but they're not getting away with it in secret, because I'm letting everybody know. Down in the Dallas media, they know they know that this guy is being framed. Well, they know that I said it. They know he's framed. And while I was still on the case, I found out that this gay couple, because they were so exasperated about what was happening to them, they filed a federal civil rights case in Dallas, in federal court. Now, before they did that, and the public didn't know this, that the Dallas Police Department went out, and it was like it was more than, it was a SWAT team plus. They arrested him in a parking lot, 18 officers, SWAT and whatever, Dallas Police Department, Sheriff's Department, grabbed him at gunpoint, threw him to the ground, took him to the precinct. Now, this was on May 19th. It was 6 days after this lawyer, Ira Tobolowsky, died in his garage in an accident, an explosion. Now we know it's likely it was an electrical thing that sparked the explosion or spontaneous combustion. All right, 6 days later, they bring them in. They bring them in to search them because they're claiming in the press that whoever did this must have some kind of injuries because of the explosion. Well, they bring them in, and they keep them there for 8 hours. They photograph them, they fingerprint them, they take their blood, they try to interrogate them. Well, the stronger one, Aubrey, I mean, big, strong guy, he won't say anything to them because he doesn't trust them, because he's been watching a lot of TV. The other one, the wife, they record him for 5 hours, video recording. It says nothing that inculpates them, and they released them at the end of the day. No charges filed. That's in 2016. Now you fast forward, and Aubrey gets arrested in 2022. Something wrong here. There's a lot that was said by the press, until finally I told them, you got it all wrong. Oh, why did they believe me? Because during the civil case, there was a Dallas city attorney by the name of Lindsay Gowan. She was representing the detectives in Dallas County and Dallas City, I think. Discovery was going on, and I found out from the couple that this civil attorney representing the Dallas Police Department, etc., had provided discovery. I said, well, I want to see it, even though it's civil. So I got it. I got it in August. In August of last year, I got it. And I open it up, and I realized that, wait a minute, this is discovery that relates to the homicide investigation. It has nothing to do with the civil case. And I'm looking at what they say is a crime scene. I have photographs of the scene and of the deceased. It's not a crime scene. It is evident beyond any doubt that this guy, the official version, he was doused with gasoline and burned alive. No, he was killed by an explosion, and he was not doused with gasoline. And they've got photographs of what exploded, something in the corner of his garage. He was standing right there. He got knocked down, and he died of traumatic injuries, blunt force traumatic injuries. There it is, not a murder. So what do? The gay couple has this. I send it out to the press. I say, it's not a murder. It's an accident. It's evident. There it is. Now, I don't show the whole deceased body, but I show his legs. And they are so close to where the explosion happened. Couldn't be any closer. So now the press knows Mr. Giannini says it's an accident. And they even tell the DA, one of the reporters tells the DA, what are you going to do with Mr. Giannini's information? Nothing. In fact, that was the end of that reporter. She's not saying anything. All right, so it's out there. I got it out there that this is not a murder. This is an accident. There's something going on here, and it has to do with the deceased. There's no doubt in my mind, and I got evidence, this guy's not a good guy. This is a crook. You know, he's got the attaché case. Anybody with an attaché case can steal a lot more money than anybody with a weapon. And he's been doing it. And he got caught doing it. And the family doesn't want anything to come out about it. They don't want the Dallas PD homicide squad to say, wait a minute, let's look at this guy. What was he doing? No, he's a good guy. He's, you know, this and that. No, he's not. Got a very bad reputation in the legal community. Bad. Very aggressive. All he wants to do is make money. And every client he has is an ATM machine. Believe me, I got the proof of that. All right. So the funny thing is that the day that he died, a lawyer that was working for him and his brother came to the scene. Now, he was in the garage, dead. They hadn't seen the body. And at first they said, people were saying, oh, it's got to be a professional hit. Why would someone want to kill a lawyer, use a professional hitman to kill a lawyer, unless that lawyer has done something really bad, or unless that lawyer knows something and they're afraid he's going to leak it? Why would you want to kill this nice lawyer? So it started out, oh, a professional hit. And right away, the family decided, no, you know, after they got this out, oh no, it was this gay couple, because they're in litigation with him. Give me a break. Give me a break. They're in litigation with him, so they're going to kill him because they're in litigation with him. No, doesn't work that way. But they're getting away with it. They've got this version out there. They're getting away with it. All right, let me back up a little bit. So what is going on? Oh my God. It doesn't matter what the Constitution says or what their own laws say. In Florida, they arrested Stephen Arbery based on an arrest warrant affidavit that was executed in Texas. Some peace officer came out of nowhere, never was on the case before, and he writes this affidavit out, 5 pages long. It is an absolute fairy tale. It's what he believes. He was never on the case. Never on the case, never in the homicide squad. All of a sudden, a peace officer has the case. And he signs this affidavit, and they take it down to Florida, and they use it, they present it to the PD down in Florida, in Broward County, and they use that to arrest Stephen Arbery. Okay. Now, if you do that, you use the warrant to arrest somebody in another jurisdiction, you have to file that warrant in the jurisdiction where you arrested the guy. No, they did not. It has to be, in fact, part of the extradition package. It has to come from the Texas governor. We go to court, there's no warrant. We realize, we tell the judge, there's no warrant for his arrest. They say they arrested him on a warrant that issued out of Texas. There's no warrant. Is that a defect? Of course it's a defect. The DA admits, well, there is a warrant. Well, you're going to give it to us? No. You're going to file it with the court? No. Well, we got it to local counsel in Dallas. He went to the courthouse. Sure enough, there's something filed that was never served on the accused or his attorneys. They kept it secret. I never heard of something like that. I never heard of the DA being able to file a document without proving that he served the accused and his attorneys. That was a bad sign. So that would have come out right away in the hearing. We knew about it. I mean, it was all illegal. Not only that, we realized that when we got the package from the Texas governor, that warrant wasn't there. Even though they said the warrant was there, it wasn't there. So right away, these red flags are going up. All right, so while he's in Broward County Jail, being held in lieu of bail, he gets indicted in Texas. What? Wait a minute. He's still in Florida. And I know their rules, grand jury, the indictment. I know that they notify the accused. Why? Because in Texas, an accused, actually anyone, has a right to appear before a grand jury that's, in his own defense. Well, they don't bother with that. They indict him secretly. So he's in Florida. He gets indicted in Texas secretly. What? But he's entitled to, testify. He's entitled to, ask the grand jury to hear witnesses. He's entitled to put evidence before the grand jury. So forget about that. No more. He's indicted. All right, that's May 19th. He doesn't go back to Texas until August 31st. In Texas, in Florida, we knew nothing about him being indicted. We found out because someone in Texas told us. So what do we find out? Yes, he's indicted on May 19th. And the very affidavit that they wouldn't serve on Stephen Aubrey, the accused, and his attorneys in Texas, they made it public. They leaked it to the media. I mean, the whole thing. I never heard of such a thing. I never saw something like that happen. They leaked the whole affidavit, and they had it on TV. They had it online. Now, that's the handwriting on the wall. There's something crazy, really bad. So, all right, that's the grand jury procedure. When they go to court, they find out that what the grand jury had before them was 70 bullet points written out by the son of the deceased, the son is a lawyer of the deceased. That's the indictment. I haven't seen it. I never heard of such a thing. When you get an indictment, you put people in front of a grand jury. You take testimony. And they vote whether or not to go forward. And they're not voting whether or not a person is guilty. They're just saying there's enough evidence, to go forward. That's all. Oh, another thing that happened. While they were still in Texas, on May 21st, 2016, they convened a grand jury. And they subpoenaed Stephen Aubrey in front of the grand jury. I never heard of that before, that they subpoenaed the target to come into the grand jury. He goes to the grand jury, and now he's got a legal aid lawyer at that point, at that one time. And they put him in front of the grand jury. Now, they already had evidence, whatever they had. The grand jury didn't indict him. They wouldn't indict him. So they tried to indict him in 2016. The grand jury wouldn't indict. So they now get an indictment in 2022. And I've never seen anything like this. And all right, let's see. Bail hearing. I tell the lawyer down in Texas, as soon as they bring him to Texas, go into court and make a bail reduction hearing. We don't do that. What? What are you talking about? We don't do that in Texas. The judges don't like us to do that. What? Bail reduction? It's the first thing you do. Well, they ignored me until 6 months later. They finally did a bail reduction hearing. I have the minutes. It was a farce. Now there's a second attorney assigned to the case. His name is Edward, they call him Bubba King. He does the hearing. It was a joke. It was more about me and my buddy, Chris Grillo, this lawyer, criticizing us on the record, calling me a fool to the court, in front, with the DA present and the accused present. Mr. Giannini is a fool. He's not even licensed to practice law, on the record. Telling the court that he spoke to me and told me to back off, on the record. Doesn't say anything about his client being framed. being innocent. And we have photographs showing it's not a murder, it's an accident. Doesn't say a word to the court. Now, the DA, top gun in the Homicide Bureau, tells the court, I have the minutes, yes, Mr. Giannini has been sending out emails to everyone, and I get them, and I don't mind getting them. The DA, the district attorney, tells the court, I don't mind getting Mr. Giannini's emails. In fact, Mr. Giannini is saying that it's an accident and not a murder. He tells the judge it's an accident and not a murder, not his own defense lawyer. I'm laughing, but it's so fucked up. All right. I tell them, make a motion to dismiss. There's no case here. We don't make motion to dismiss. What? We don't do that. We go to trial. I said, wait a minute. You have to make a motion to dismiss. It's a routine thing. All defense lawyers make motions to dismiss. And he's telling me that they don't do this. I won so many murder cases before trial by making a motion to dismiss and to show, a DA in the Homicide Bureau that you got a serious problem here, real serious problem. You don't want to go to trial with this. And the judge says, Mr. Giannini's right. You're going to have to dismiss it. Doesn't go to trial. I don't have to go to trial to prove my client is innocent if you got the wrong guy. If you framed him and I could show it. You want to go to trial? No. Dismissed. After he's been indicted. After they've been indicted. So many murder cases dismissed. There's nothing unusual about that. They have not made a motion to dismiss. Now, about this being an accident. Early on, we got inside information that a contractor, the very day that the guy, Ira Tobolowsky, died, a contractor, an electrical contractor, took out a permit to do work in the garage to fix what happened. Well, they did one thing right. They got an investigator. She spoke to the contractor that did the work. We have his permit. And guess what he said? Yes, it could have been an accident. It could have been an electrical thing that caused the fire. That's the end of the case. If it could be, or likely could have been, that's the end of the reason. That's it. There's no case. It has to be something beyond a reasonable doubt. If it could have been an accident, and the electrical contractor, it says it could have been based on what he did, that's it. There's no case. Nobody's making a motion to dismiss. All right. And everything I've said, no one has said, I'm wrong. Not at all. Nothing. I'm telling the truth. All right, enough.